Live from the WCTV studios, this is the Good Morning Show. Coverage you can count on.
The day is finally here. Florida State fans pumped up as the #3 team in the country prepares to take on the #1 Alabama. Now this game is being called the greatest opener of all time, and no matter who you're rooting for, tonight's game is expected to be a good one. The game kicks off tonight at 8 o'clock at the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where more than 70,000 people are set to pack the stands. Our WCTV news team is already there covering every angle ahead of the huge matchup. Our Ben Kaplan and news sports director Kevin King leading the coverage. Excitement is already building, guys. Now tell us, how is everything going there?
Bring them out, bring them out.
Erica, how's it going? It's loud here. College game day getting set up and getting going just to our left. As you said, I'm Ben Kaplan alongside Kevin Keene. And Kevin, we've been enjoying our time in Atlanta so far.
Man, it's been a wonderful time yesterday into this morning. Fans already gathered here for college game day, but last night I got to talk to a man who's probably just as beloved here as Bobby Bowden to FSU fans, Gene Deckerhoff, play-by-play man. He talked about the magnitude of this game tonight. Gene, they're calling this game the GOAT, the greatest opener of all time. What makes this game so special?
Well, the rankings, #1. #2, the fan bases. Florida State fans are the best in the world. Alabama might dispute that, but I'm going to dispute Alabama fans. We've got the best fans in America. You can tell that tonight. We're in downtown Atlanta. It's a Friday night. Everybody's wearing garnet. I flew on an airplane today from Tampa, and 2/3 of the passengers on that plane were wearing garnet. So, hey, the Seminole fans are the best on the planet, and they're going to prove it tomorrow night when Florida State beats Alabama.
Nick Saban 10-0 against former assistant coaches. Do you think Jimbo Fisher takes much stock into that?
Well, you know, Jimbo was the offensive coordinator when Florida State played Alabama Nick Saban's first year. Florida State won that ball game. I like our chances against Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide tomorrow.
If Florida State wants to win this game tomorrow night, what's going to be the one thing they have to do better than the Tide?
#1 key is protect the football. Protect the football. Alabama has scored last 2 years 15 touchdowns defensively or in the return game. Scoop and score, interception, pick sixes. Avoid those, and the Noles have a great chance of beating Alabama.
You have a score prediction for us?
I can't predict the score, but I think Florida State will win. Now, President Thrasher said we're going to win big.
He did.
And I'm going with my president.
All right, we'll go with him too. Gene Deckerhoff, I hope you can narrate the biography of my life one day. Thanks so much for your time.
Touchdown FSU.
Because he was sacked 36 times throughout the season. And we're not just talking about the guy getting tackled. I mean, we're talking about he was getting pummeled. You can start at the Ole Miss game, and you can end with the Michigan Bowl game, and this kid...
All right, I hear you guys. We're getting the cue again. Like I said, game day getting going pretty loud. Gene, obviously excited about this matchup, and it sounded like he's confident in Florida State's chances.
Yeah, he seems dead set on Florida State to win this game here tonight. And listen, the guy too, by the way, holding babies, taking pictures, signing autographs yesterday. The man just so beloved here by FSU fans, and he's ready to go, and I'd say he's probably got the best voice in college football.
I'll tell you what, it sure is a smooth delivery. Noles fans would agree with that, and we saw lots of them last night in Atlanta, taking over downtown Atlanta, as Mr. Deckerhoff alluded to. It was a big party, a lot of fun, and Florida State fans wanted to show Alabama, well, they're nothing to mess with. FSU fans sure know how to have fun.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo!
Go Noles!
Go Noles!
Around 2,000 gathering at the Georgia Freight Depot in downtown Atlanta Friday night, all with one goal in mind.
Beating Alabama.
Not just on the field, the competition extending to the fan bases.
Everybody wants to come out and support this game and show that we are on top, maybe more than Alabama.
FSU fans for sure, yeah. Noles come out in force.
The Atlanta Seminole Club making sure they were winning the pregame festivities too. It was almost perfect.
My dream was to have the Flying High Circus here because you can have a circus up in the rafters. We couldn't get that in time, so that was a little bit disappointment.
Still plenty to be proud of. Great food, drink, and company
at an event 3 years in the making.
It's the largest venue in Atlanta, so I literally, in 2014, came out here and signed a contract.
Fans here planning to keep celebrating tonight with a big win.
We're going to have to lead the whole entire game, guaranteed.
It would be a perfect ending for lifelong fans.
When I was little, I was watching a lot of games and I like it.
To a weekend that got off to a great start.
All right, and I think that the only thing we were really disappointed about from last night is we didn't get a chance to taste some of that delicious food.
No, it looked great out there. I think they had barbecue. I saw some cornbread. They were hosted to quite the feast there last night.
Yeah, they were certainly enjoying themselves. We're just starting here, getting ready for tonight's big game, obviously. Still lots of time till kickoff, 8 o'clock tonight on ABC. The fans, though, already getting underway as game day has officially started, or at least them letting the crowd in and getting ready for the big show. We're going to go ahead and have much more from downtown Atlanta coming up in just a bit. Erica, for now, I'll send it back to you.
So it looks like a tough job out there, guys. College football is officially back. I know a lot of people are super excited. We'll check back in with Ben and Kevin here in a little bit. So with game day comes some tailgating and viewing parties, and if you're staying here in town, there are several places to check out the game. Now, Doak Campbell Stadium is one of them. FSU's Champions Club is hosting a watch party starting at 6:30. The $50 tickets include all-you-can-eat food and soft drinks. Popular restaurants are also hosting events. Madison Social, Island Wing Company, the Brass Tap, and Growler Country. And I'm sure a lot of restaurants in town will probably show the game as well. And if you're headed out to join in all the game day festivities, we sure hope that it'll be a good day for it. Meteorologist Charles Roop joins us now. Charles, how's Saturday looking for us?
So far, so good. There's some cloud cover in a few spots, even a few showers already this morning, mostly along either offshore the Florida coastline or even closer or the inland areas, rather, just to the southern parts of Jefferson County, moving into Taylor, maybe make its way a little bit later on to Madison County at this point, right along just along Highway 98 as well, seeing a little brief shower moving through the area. Also some development farther off to our west, just seeing that now over southern Liberty County at this time. Temperatures, though, starting off this morning in the 70s, seeing 74 here in Tallahassee, 73 over in Monticello, 72 in Valdosta, 71, one of the cooler spots, if you will, over at Live Oak this morning. Dew points are not far behind, seeing those all in the 70s right now. Plenty of moisture still existing, especially in the lower levels this morning, but those temperatures will start to increase once we get to the daytime hours later today, once that cloud cover starts breaking up as well. Seeing the temps in the 80s, getting to 83 by 1 o'clock, maybe a little bit warmer than that as we get to the afternoon hours. I'll have the complete forecast we can expect for the rest of the day and the weekend, just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Charles. In your local news now, Tallahassee police making an arrest in a kidnapping and burglary case. Police say a man accused Whistler Lewis of kidnapping him and tying him up in his own apartment before stealing his vehicle and accessing his bank accounts. Investigators tracked the victim's stolen debit and credit cards to Lewis after he used them for money orders to pay his rent. After searching his home, officers also found evidence of other crimes and stolen firearms. Lewis was booked in the Leon County Jail and is facing several charges. A disturbing incident on FSU's campus. This man, 41-year-old Andrew Schluck, is accused of sexually battering a Florida State student. The victim telling police Schluck followed her back to her dorm early Thursday morning. The girl says he approached her while she and a friend were walking home from a bar. When the two got to Broward Hall, they told him to leave and went inside the building. Later, the victim telling police she woke up to find the suspect assaulting her.
I can only imagine what that girl's feeling like. I mean, just to imagine someone coming into my room or coming to my personal space, I mean, anyone would be, traumatized. I can only imagine.
Broward Hall is an all-girls dorm and requires an ID card to get in. Court documents show Schluck was arrested back in 2009 on similar charges. Last year, more than 1 million Florida drivers were caught on camera running a red light. The tickets generated almost $200 million. But now a lawsuit has local governments worried they may have to refund all of that money. Mike Vasalinda has the story.
Red light cameras, which were approved in 2010, are now under attack from two fronts, in the courts and from the legislature, and the League of Cities is worried that it could cost them money.
These programs do result in decreased fatal crashes, decreased number of crashes initially, and a decrease in the number of violations of running red lights.
In their brief, cities write that outlawing the cameras could be catastrophic for local governments. They worry refunds could be ordered.
If the courts require a 1 or a 3-year return of those funds, say it's 3 years, it's $150 million.
Last year, there were 108 fewer cameras across the state, yet at the same time, they produced 27% more in ticket revenue. That will give opponents plenty of ammunition, both in the legislature and the courts, to say enough is enough. Reporting from the state capitol, I'm Mike Vasilenda.
Tallahassee's red light cameras were taken down in August of 2015. In the 5 years of the program, more than 20,000 tickets were issued. City leaders called it a success. They say the number of people speeding and running red lights dropped. Turning now to Texas, where floodwaters are receding in parts hit by Hurricane Harvey. But in other areas, water is still rising. Residents in those areas told to leave, including in the Lake Jackson neighborhood, where a nearby river is slowly rising.
Never thought this neighborhood would get it. We thought we were high and dry right here.
Receding waters revealing Harvey's destruction. Near early estimates of residential flood damage run as high as $37 billion. President Trump expected to be in Houston and Lake Charles today, surveying the damage. Local residents across the Big Bend reaching out to those in Texas, doing what they can to help. Gadsden County native Shia Simmons is collecting baby formula to help families impacted by Hurricane Harvey. The goal is to fill the back of her SUV with 200 cans of formula to drive home to Houston. Tallahassee attorney Chuck Hobbs is contributing money towards the cause.
Race, religion, all of those things don't matter when people are suffering, when they have been put out of their homes, when they are struggling to find things to eat. And so once I saw that Coach and Shia Simmons were trying to do something here in the Tallahassee area, I knew that I wanted to be a part of that.
Simmons plans to leave for Houston on Monday. Her husband, Gadsden County native Willie Simmons, is the head football coach for Prairie View A&M University. His players will help distribute the supplies to families. You can head to our website to learn how to donate. And in Madison County, the Sheriff's Office plans a supply drive for Texas law enforcers. There's a list of the items wanted. The drive starts Tuesday and will run until a 15-foot trailer is filled. Donations can be dropped off at the main Madison County Sheriff's Office on Highway 90. We have this list also on our website, WCTV.tv. And today, Anointed Tabernacle Outreach Ministries will collect donations of food, water, and hygiene products. It'll go on all day at McKee Park. Now, when we return, we'll check back in with our Ben Kaplan and Kevin Keene, who are live from the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That's where Florida State will take on Alabama tonight at 8 p.m. Stay with us.